What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey there. Here we are. We're live in with the new. Let's see how long this battery lasts. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, we got the phone on delay. So we've got four concurrent viewers, eh? Put my OBS down there. The crowd goes wild. But yeah, finally got it done. I think most of you, if you've been on a lot of the streams, then you've seen it. I've shown a lot of them, but there was a couple little tweaks they said they wanted to make. So if you look in the description of this live stream, you'll see Evan is. How about that? Hey, look, I can get up now. I'm using the new camera for this stream, and yeah, I can just get up. Like, what's up, peoples? Hey, you can come over to the amp wall. Walk over anywhere. So, you track me? And I'll make you seasick. So that's pretty cool. Got some gimbal tracking on. So I thought it'd be a pretty good addition for the channel. Just creates a different look instead of that static. I think you got to try not to move around too much, because then maybe people won't like that. But I think when you just want to go over to get something, definitely a good option. Easier to set up. We'll just see. I'm only using the, so it's 180 30 frames. So that's in 1080. And we'll see. I'm just using what the battery life that it has at the moment. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And I thought, yeah, I'd set up that screenshot and then we can get the tracks playing. So yeah, I've got one where it's all just one continuous, so I don't have to stop and start. And I think we might just do that. What do you say about that? We'll just do one complete listen through instead of one track at a time and talking about it. Could be good. So this was my main camera that I've been using for the last 2 years. The Sony. This is the one on, yeah, she's still on, because I was going to use it for this live stream, but the light settings on it were, so that's the one that's pretty much grown the channel. Sony ZV-E10. Yeah, ZV-E10. It's got the mic on top. That's just the protector from the wind, or I should say my fan makes a noise. It's got like a shotgun type mic on it. And like everything, they just keep improving. And it's been, yeah, a good camera. This one's got different lenses. So that is just your normal lens it comes with. And then I upgraded and got a wide angle lens. Which, if you know anything about lenses, they're not the... So that was the road I went down before. Which maybe we can still use this for like 2 different angles type deal. We might look at that. Just still got to figure out how I'm going to use it. Or we're just gonna, but I was impressed too with the sound of the latest video as well. That really impressed me. The quality of the audio had a lot of bass in it, and I didn't mind the sound of that it captured. So we've got 80s here. So what if I think we'll just kick it off. So there's 4 songs for this EP. Been waiting for the vocalists and the mixing, producing. That's how long this has taken. Since, yeah, I finished it late December, early January is when I finished tracking all my guitars. And then I know, eh? They're crazy, the lenses, aren't they? If you know, you know, eh? You're just like, oh, here's a lens. Oh, man, it's insane. And so this one, all up, this camera that I'm using now with the motion tracking of my head, it'd cost you, if you're in the States, it'd be 600 USD. And yeah, it's got a gimbal on top of it. It's called an Osmo. Thanks, Tim. Oh, the supervisor, Mr. Timothy's in the house. Do we have to go to work tomorrow? Hopefully it's a small day. Just give me all the 50 kilo pickups, please. So yeah, let's I think we'll just light it up. We'll just do the whole the track, the EP start to finish, I reckon. So get out we want music. May as well get rid of me talking and my. Okay, get rid of me. Only thing I'll add is just turn your audio down a bit. If you're listening to me now, when this kicks in, so I may as well show me too. So when this kicks in, just drop your audio down now. If you've got headphones on or whatever you're listening to this through, my level of what my talking right now is way under what this is going to be. So I thought I'd better just warn you about that because we're about to kick it in. So that's why you get to see my mug again. So just drop down your volume, get ready to go. And there we have it. The 4 tracks right there. So, yeah, lots of... I did it pretty fast. But the other guys trying to get their work done. And the mixing and mastering. Because I didn't send him the greatest guitar files. Because it's actually the first thing I've ever recorded. Like, when it comes to releasing music, I've never released any albums before or EPs or anything like that. So this was literally my first project. I just do lots of riffs, lots of riff noodles, and have fun with that. So it's been a cool experience. It definitely was like the style that I've come up with there was definitely different to what I thought I would do, but then working with the other guys and the vocal style really switched up the way I approached the riffs. Because I normally probably wouldn't do that much, like the black metal style as much. But yeah, just something about his vocal style made me go, you know what? I'm gonna switch it up a bit. There's just those hanging out chords that give him room to scream in that style. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I noticed, yeah, you comment about the 10,000 Souls track. That one, at first there was like a chug section in that I didn't like too much, and then just his vocal deliveries definitely helped. And then Evan, so there's another, I should get his, I'll post that in here too. I'll get Evan's so he's Scott's vocals, you know, he done the lyrics, he wrote all the lyrics, all the and helped with some composition. We've got YouTube channel for, this is Evan, so I'll put a link for that, copy that. So here's a link for Evan's channel. So this is Melodus. He's from, so both these guys are from Canada. I'm in Australia right now. And Scott reached out to me and said he'd like to put some vocals on some riffs. And I was like, cool, yeah, let's see what we can do. And then he had a friend, Evan, who's like 27. And, you know, that's a thing too, because trying to do bands, if I was in Australia and like don't know how too many 27-year-olds are going to want to start a band. And so he does like video editing, he turned these into something that they definitely weren't. I wonder if I've got the very first, like, see if I've got anything like, because I want him to create a video showing like the very beginnings of this. I want to see. So this was like, I think, yeah, 25th of 12th, 2024. So I'll give you now a listen to that. We'll have so the 10,000 Souls, and you'll be able to hear like how this started to sound with and what I sent to him. So this will be like the volume levels, the way that was arranged, no vocals. If you're interested in that, we'll check out like the scratch track where these ones start and what I sent to Evan and Scott, and then what they've sent back to me. So we'll do and I've got like a 10,000 Souls, that's choir edit, 26th of the 12th, so I was doing that, and drum edit, so we'll try that. There was, do you know what? It was all over the place. I was using, like my Revelation. I was using the amp. I was using the EVH up here. That one there. I was using plugins. Like Soldano, and I used a Nolly, Neuro DSP Nolly and Neuro DSP Soldano. And Evan turn these into something completely different. So he mixed it. That's why I want to show you what they started off with and what he turned them into. Like, he put like more compression, made them way louder, fixed the finesse forte one needed some work, because I gave him just on the day I was liking a tone and was like, yep, I'm into that. And I think I sent him like 4 different guitar tones that he had to then mix. So yeah, it was pretty much, but it was like my amps with 2 notes. So I was using Eric Rattan IRs. So I've got we can come over here, lean forward, track me. This right here is the 2 notes load box. So, which you probably can, it's so light. So probably if I just go like that now, and if I want, I can do, help if I put my OBS on so I can see what I'm capturing as I capture it. So if we take this one, so right there. So this box right here is a digital load box to capture, that's what your amp goes into. This is yeah, lots of things on there. Got my fast frets and stuff. So that here is a digital load box, and then you use a software program to then enable the IRs. So that's pretty cool right there. Yeah, not a bad little thing. I lean over, I'm like, how about we try this? You can pick this camera up pretty easy. And I can put it back over here like that. And it can just sit like that. Doesn't even need tracking. But that's easy enough to set up. All you have to do, you just tap the screen, and then you just go double tap, tracking enabled. That's all you do. Double tap the screen and it just starts, the gimbal works and starts tracking here. So if I wanted to, I could just stand up like this and be like, where you been? Be like, yep, here's a guitar. Get up from the chair. The only thing I'm not liking is having the fan when it goes up trying to track. But does it really matter if a fan's in the shot? And if I go around to that side, then, but other than that, no, it doesn't like tracking me here. It gets a bit lost. But yeah, it's real cool. Like, you can move this out the way, and then I can just walk over this part of the room and go, oh no, it's freaking out. Decides it's liking the water bottle right now. There we go. What are you doing, mate? I'm over here, bro. Oh no. We want that one. We're gonna go like this. See, that just freaked out then, eh? Come on, mate, what are you doing? You're tracking me again? Cool. So there's the floors, eh? I think they saw the chair or something and freaked out. So this one right here, that's your EVH. Got the Randall there. So I only got this camera yesterday, so I'm learning it as I go. But it was pretty much a lot of the work came from Evan doing his stuff. So I'll even show you that one now so you get an idea of like how much he polished these tracks up. So I'll just mute my mic right now. So yeah, there you have it with that one. Got that many screens open right now. It's like, where am I? It's something's weird's happened too with this, using this camera for the first time. It's disabled my sound coming through my monitors right now, which when I go over to here, it's very strange how when I try to play something and then it comes back and I can't monitor it, which it should be working, because if I go to this and I come to my output, that's my audio interface right there. So it's very, very strange how when I play something, it's taking it away from there. And it's luckily it's coming through the stream. I'll take that. Like, I'm literally having to use my phone to monitor the sound. That's when I started. I was like, what's happening? And you saw me have to like open things up and stuff because like I had no sound coming through my monitors. I was like, what's going on here? It's all because of this camera. It's never done that before. So you gotta love computers. Everything is right. And then I've tried to open up this interface right here. If I go put that over here. Now that's the software for the audio interface, which is this right here. And it should be like everything's set up where it should be. The only thing missing there's no... Do you know what it's missing? The volume faders for the hardware output. That's strange. So we might close that off. Might have figured out something. Oh no, we're going to turn that off. Okay. Yeah, they're not there. That's strange. Thanks, brother. Welcome to the channel, mate. Is it Adif, I'll say, from Indonesia. Appreciate your support, brother. That's something different. Why have we got... That's very strange. Why are we missing faders there? That is very strange. Because that's your software input. That's software input. I should have... Very, very strange. It's coming out through the desktop audio, so what do we got there? Properties on that one, default. I'll mess with this one, let's see what happens if I use that, okay? Desktop audio, maybe that's what it was. I'm gonna try something again now. Let's have a look. This might work. I'll light up another track so I can we'll do even like an early version of manifestation. Let's see. This might get a bit louder too, so I'll just do a quick one. Oh, this was like Portals to World Unknown intro. Very strange, that one. Oh well. I know when I turn off all this software, it'll start working again. Yeah, because I can't, everything's set up the way it should be and I can't monitor my sound. Normally I just mute the mic here and then, yeah, the sound will come out, and for some reason now, it's saying it's you're hearing the desktop audio that I should be hearing, and it's deciding not to work. That is the strangest thing ever. Anyway, it's one of those ones where I probably reset it. There's no mute on. Everything's good there. It's all good there. That one's not on. Very strange, man. But anyway, there you have it. What's the time now? 5:44. So can go a little bit longer. And I suppose if you just want to go, you can go earlier on to the stream and then you'll see or listen to the EP. We've already had one listen through, so but any questions before I get out of here? I might make this one a bit short. We've already been going for 52 minutes. I normally do like 2-3 hour live streams, but I might get off in the next, we'll make it like an hour live stream. That's cool. It's 52 minutes right now, so I'll be on here for a little bit more and then I'll jump off. So any questions about the channel, anything like that? 2 hours ahead from the future. Yeah, it's like 5:45 PM on Sunday, this one. And now I swear that I'm just like, why isn't this audio interface freaking doing what it should? So we are starting to work on another one. And that will be, knowing how long this one took for 4 songs, it's definitely not going to be. So with Scott and the vocals and that, I might do, so I've got the idea, because I put out like all of that music that you heard in those songs, I recorded all of those 4 songs in 6 days. That's how I just smash stuff out, and it's taken from probably like the 2nd of January up to now to get that up with the vocals and mixed and mastered. But all of that, every song you heard there, except the arrangement wasn't there. So they helped me with arrangement and composition. They also helped me in Portals to Worlds Unknown. There's a extra riff in there that I didn't have. So that was they helped me with that. But yeah, I'm going to start working on something. We're thinking in the style of Def. And then what I want to do is sort of try to mix their guitar riffs with my riffs and see what comes up with that one. Then what I've done, I've got an idea. I'll show you a track, little fun track that I came up with. And I wouldn't mind doing this some sort of just, it's goofy, the vocals are goofy and that, but I like the riff. It was a bit repetitive, but this sort of style. So I'll show you as a track that, and I might bring up my, once it gets going again, I'll do that. So I'll show you another track that music. This was like a quarter Pussfield Society or Rotten Pussfield Decay. It was like that sort of style, and it's like down-tuned vocals and me just going. I can't even do it now. So I'll go like that type of thing. It sounds bodgy as, but when you put it through, get a mic and you down tune it, you put reverb on it. It's a bit bodgy, but let me know what you think about this type of track. If you think these would be cool to release stuff like this, because I want to do stuff that's just real fun and not so serious, you know. So there's a track here. Might help if I actually do the one that's got the vocals on there, eh? This is my organisation. And I can't even listen to it first before... I think it's this one. So yeah, there's me trying to do some vocals, which I'm no great vocalist, but and it's basically saying "Pus Fill Society," you know, long live the legacy. That's all I was grumbling. Basically about the decay of society, where I think we are. Oh, better turn it down. Turn that part down. We don't get no obsession. Inception. So yeah, that's a track that I had fun doing, and I want to do more stuff like that. Just that down tune, like sound like an animal's just growling. It's easy to do that sort of stuff. So I think I might release something. I'll work with the guys doing something with them, and then I will work that style of riffs like that. Just fun, you know. Nothing too. It's just fun, nothing too serious, just like off the cuff style riffs, and just that chug. Good old pinch harmonics. I want to do a lot more tempo change stuff, but that real just, and some noisy stuff, some, you know, that sort of got like a slam, death metal. It's a mix of everything, a mashup. of whatever, you know, just chuggy, slow, breakdown riffs, some chaotic parts. Like I've even been listening to this a genre of music just called noise, where because I watched an interview with Igor Cavalera and he's going on a tour doing it. It's like just drony sounds and just noises and just, yeah, it's not normal stuff. It's not really, not many people would be into it, but that's probably another idea I've got for future as recordings. Is there some stuff just experimenting with samples? That's another thing I want to get into. Just because I had this, I'll show you this one too before I get out of here. Once again, I've got to get better at how I freaking where do I put that one? Oh, finish for alternate, yeah. So alternate, so this is one of the tracks off the EP that I had the idea to start it like this, and I'll show you this one. So we'll mute me. And this, it was an edit from, or a sample from the TV show that was called Twilight Zone that I used to watch in the 80s as a kid. And then for the fun of it, I just put Die Hard with Bruce Willis, just going yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, for why not? And I just like the way this one started. And ideas like this is what I want to work on too. So we'll give this one a listen.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
So yeah, that was the alternate. That was like the beginning. I want to see if I've actually got it with intro edit. Okay, hopefully this one should do what I want. Mute me out. I swear, because this computer's not working, I'm having to like listen to it through my phone to see what you guys, but I can see it registering on my OBS that you're getting the audio. So hey, improvise, that's what it's always about. Thanks, Mike. So this was the alternate intro.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
What I say is a demon that comes to have his own soul.
I appreciate that support, brother. Yeah, it's all fun, isn't it? That's what I like. So, yeah, I want to do some experimental stuff. I like that pus field because I want to do like a it's almost the riffs, that one I showed you before with me trying to do vocals and just the tempo change and just those types of riffs. And that one's definitely around the artwork too, because the vocals and the artwork, I want it to be like horror movie gore sort of things like that, based around that type of thing. So that would be cool. So this one has gone, the artwork from this was based around the lyrics. So Scott really took it in like a, it's like a fantasy type of, you know, Lord of the Rings type of battle, you know, otherworldly forces and all of that, the manifestation. That's why the album artwork has got, if I bring that up, pictures. So this one here, we can expand it open like that and go caps, get rid of, turn that on. So that's why if you look at this album artwork, and I got this commission from a guy in Indonesia. So this isn't AI, this is actually someone paid someone to create this artwork. And this was, the artwork was based off manifestation, that he's this soldier or the leader of this force that manifests, you know, started taking over. Or I'm gonna post the lyrics as well. Yeah, demon swords and stuff like that. So that's why this looks like that. And you got these ghouls, and it's just forces. Yeah, because he's like the trumpets. It's like the skies open up and a force comes down, and it's, yeah. So it's a manifestation of his force. Which my whole idea of the manifestation was really about manifesting reality. Looking at that type of stuff and listening and to a lot of podcasts on things like that, or just philosophy and mindset and things like that, as I've been doing this channel, because I've to keep like work full time and do this channel, to get all these projects happening, is definitely takes a mindset that you have to keep just pushing at it, you know, and try not to get tripped up in the things that happen in life that could annoy you and all of those things, you know. We just had an election in Australia, and man, I'll tell you what. Yeah, but I'm not going to go on about politics here. But yeah, just life in general, you know. It can like feel like a wave that's going to come over the top of you, but man, everything's in our mind at the end of the day. It's all mindset. And we can make our lives easy, we can make it hard, we can be complacent, we can not push ourselves. And being a lot of that what's been happening with the channel, where I'm just yeah, definitely being motivated to keep pushing, keep creating the content, and just having fun with it, enjoying it, not really overthinking this, what I'm doing here. That's definitely been a big thing, is just, yeah, and it's from the support that I've got from the comments that get left on videos, has been the support to be like, okay, this is what people like to see. And I think that's something I definitely bring to YouTube, and what I'm bringing with the channel is this, a motivation for people just to have fun with guitar. I'm not rewriting, you know, any books. As I've said, and I'll say it again, not the greatest guitar player in the world. I don't pretend to be. I teach what I know. And if the 12,000 people who subscribe, or the regular people that turn up to watch my content, are happy with what I'm doing and feel like they can learn something from me, that's all I'm doing. if there's people greater than me, which there is, you know, a lot better players out there, then people can try to get lessons from them and learn from them and see how they're approaching the guitar and see if they can hit that level of playing. But I just enjoy it, you know. We can do it in anything. It can just be fun. It can just be enjoyable. I like the gear too. You know, I like the sounds and the tones. I like guitars. I just like the whole thing. I like metal. I like all the different things. Because that's another thing we've been talking about, is that with this whole cerebral obliteration, I'm not locking into a genre. It doesn't signify that this has to be black metal, this has to be this. Like, even what I've just created with Scott and Evan just is what it is. And it's from that, you could hear the difference between that guttural sort of low tuned vocals to what I've just released now with this EP. Like, there is no rules with any of this stuff. If I'm liking it and I'm enjoying it, like, I just like music in general. I like the sound of distorted guitars. But, you know, I'll create anything. It'll just be, I might just mess with people and create something that isn't metal that then goes into metal. So I'm messing with two people. I'm messing with metalheads by doing something that isn't accepted and shouldn't be allowed. Because I love all of this with metal. These elitist gatekeepers who think they own all of these genres and they own the metal and this is our thing, and, you know, don't come into our space. And man, I'm 49 years old, and if that's the way people want to be, everyone's entitled. If that's what it is, and you get to pontificate about who's allowed to and what's supposed to be done and the rest of that, have at it, mate. Like, but you don't get to decide what I do or how I want to do this. I think it's very amusing, and yeah, and I get it. There's people very protective of their scenes and all of that, but I don't know. And people can call me and be like, yeah, call me out for doing that. I really don't care. It doesn't really bother me, to tell you the truth. It's all enjoyment. I was like literally listening to like the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory soundtrack from 1971. I was listening to that at work on my headphones the other day. And then I'll go and listen to whatever else. It doesn't really bother. I'll listen to 80s music. I'll listen to anything. Probably not Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber. But who knows? Shh, don't let anyone know, you know. Got to keep up this image. But all that old school orchestrated stuff, like, that's got some things, like some of the little melodies inside that soundtrack, even like Pure Imagination, there's a little melody in that I like, and I'll take those notes and I'll mix it up and I'll do something, and you won't even know where it came from. 100%. And it's the contrast. That's what I really love too. It's like I find a lot of metal, it's just one flavor from start to finish. And it's just, they don't let off the gas. They're just this, and that's their style. Totally cool. But I like it when it has flows, dips, and it challenges you. It'll have something that, you know, has something that's like more orchestral or something, and then goes into something. It'll have samples. It'll be a mix of all these things that I love. And that's what it needs to be. What are you doing? Oh, you decided to turn your tracking off, did you? How are you losing the subject? Right here, mate. It doesn't know what it's doing, eh? How about you center yourself? There I am. Back to tracking again. There you go. What are you doing, mate? So I'm learning with this camera too. That just threw me off what I was saying, but Yeah, it loses its tracking, eh? It's like subject loss. What are you talking about? Sitting right here the whole time. So yeah, it's all fun. At the end of the day, I'm just one person who that's how I see things, and other individuals can see things how they wish to see things. If they are true cult and I'm not allowed in their space and what I'm doing isn't right and they want to type some comments on the worldwide of comments, and have opinions on the worldwide of having opinions, or the world wide web of having opinions, that's okay. Everyone gets to decide how they see things and how they interpret the world and what they think about certain things and certain subjects and what they like and what they dislike. And I'm very comfortable with people if they dislike what I do or anything like that. But yeah, there's just so many, like you say, Gears of War. Um, yeah, like video, I'm pretty sure is that like an Xbox video game, Gears of War? Pretty sure it is. And that's another thing, people being influenced by video games, like you can even go back to the 8-bit sound and stuff. That would be cool. 8-bit stuff into absolutely just sludgy riffs. Like I can just imagine all of it. It's just cool. It's definitely going to be I don't think I'm ever going to do like have rap or hip hop style influences, because my own style, it's a bit cheesy to me. Once again, just my opinion. Evil Orchestral, yeah, I'll check it out. But that's it, eh? There's just so many different things out there that you can do. Back over here, mate. Oh no, it lost me again. Subject lost. I know, sorry, buddy. Sorry, Mr. Gimbal. You lost me again, mate. Oh. But it's all been fun. I do enjoy the I like some old school rap, but it's definitely not. That's been done a lot. Um, and it's never been the one I've really gravitated towards. I like some old school Snoop, and old school Dre. That's about it for me. But I very rarely would listen to it anymore. For whatever the reason is, as I'm getting older, it's just this old school, that death metal, something about, I'm just annoyed with a lot of things in the world right now, and it feels I like it as an outlet to express myself, the riffs and the more extreme. So that's why I've really gotten into it a lot, more than I ever have in my life, which is that, once again, is what it is. We can evolve, we can change at whatever age, and just the tones, the sounds we can capture. Like, what do we got? 6:17. I may as well have a bit of a riff out while we're here. I'll turn this one on. We'll do me solid state rig, and I think this one will pick it up pretty good, the mic, because I remember the video I just did for the video for my latest lesson. It was so bassy, sounded pretty cool. We may as well try this one again, before we do that. We'll do some solid state action. Not too bad, the strings. Okay, we'll go like that. try some tracking again. There we go. You over record, mate? What are you doing? And you can see behind me there, that's the tripod I had. We'll go that way. The tripod for the, all I needed was that light yesterday on that one, a little rechargeable light, and the tripod for the new camera was sitting on that thing behind me. So let me know what that sounds like. This, how good sound quality is that? When packed on my playing skills, definitely plan on joining the Patreon. Oh, awesome, Tyler, man. I'm glad they've helped you play, mate. That's awesome. From Oklahoma, hell yeah. If you're talking about when does it drop, it's already dropped up the top of the, I've pinned a comment at the top of this one. For Bandcamp just for now. I think I got to set up like DistroKid, so that might be another, I'll look at that and how do I release on that, where do I upload. So I think DistroKid, but that might be for another week. So if you want, you can go just check them out on, but I think it gives you a certain amount of listens on Bandcamp. But yeah, you can go just check out the tracks on the pinned comment in this stream right now, and that'll take you to Bandcamp so you can go check them out. But appreciate you supporting the channel, man, and yeah, glad it's made a huge impact on your playing skills, man. That's a big reason why I've kept pushing on. pretty cool riff there. No worries, thanks for hanging out, check shirt. Yeah, I'll probably go to, what's the time now? I can't go too late, got work tomorrow, so do a little bit more riffing out and we'll keep going. like top genres of metal you like to play are probably, I don't know, it's so hard for me. I think I'm all over the place. It's probably thrash metal's right up there, death metal. And that's probably, I wouldn't say like my top ones. It's really like the techniques I would say to use. Like you got to try to classify genres for YouTube. So I've gone with the death metal a lot because of the tremolo picking, but I'd probably say, yeah, it's death metal and thrash metal. Because I just love the so that I'd say has got a very death metal sound, just purely the tremolo picking. And then I just love my gallops, you know. I think that's very thrash metal. And then if I choose to do like, that's probably more death metal. If I'm doing more like, or more trill. I'll close it. Oh shit. Close this up. But yeah, like a mix of, I'm very much off, I just like different techniques. Oh, bloody. Got to bring him back to normal again. So very much just the techniques of auto track, thank you. Didn't like that. When you go out of the frame it doesn't like it. Come on mate, what are you doing? Got auto tracks enabled. I think I can go like that, can't I? There we go. But anyway, what are we doing here? We're not going down, mate. If we go like that, and then we go like that. Active track enable, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's like, to me, it's really just, I like distortion at the end of the day. I just like that. I like some legato stuff. Yeah, like I don't even mind some blues licks. But then I'm putting some harmonics on it, like it's all like part of it. And then, you know, I like tremolo picking, I like just down picking, that just works with anything. And then, you know, down picking with So, you know, just, it's all fun, isn't it? I swear it, to me, it's not even really the genre as much as it's that rhythm. Once my head starts going, you know, you're feeling it, you're in that, lock it in, and don't matter if what picking technique or what thing you're using, as long as it's making you go. Yeah, mate, Seymour Duncan, Blackout, AHB2. Probably my favourite pickup for, it just sounds so good. So good, so much compression, so tight. And I love doing that, like you have tremolo picking into just like, you're just doing like a 6 count to break it up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can literally play any combination, just 6 power chords with that rhythmic. It can be 1, 2, 3. You can do it chugs straight after it. of tremolo picking, and then do that straight after tremolo picking. Like, we're gonna get the groove. Love doing the octave. Yeah, I'm doing good, brother. Doing good, mate. But look at that, 6:51. If I keep going and going and going, I'll be up all night. But yeah, you just have fun with it. At the end of the day, man, you can tell when I'm enjoying it. I think that's really what this all comes down to at the end of the day. We enjoy the sound of guitar. You know, there's lots of, like, I've got so many influences. Like from 80s hair metal up to death metal to thrash metal to, I don't even know what I'm doing, to tell you the truth, when it comes to like an exact genre. Like, I'm so all over the place. I just, like that tapping then, that was probably like some 80s type of shred sort of stuff. But it can fit, you'll find, like, you know, that's why if I like the sound of it, I'll use it. You know, I like gallops. I'm very much, I just think of everything like rhythmic. I'm not like, when I go to play, I'm like, oh, I'm going to create some death metal song with this. And it's just, I know what I like the sound of. I know the patterns I like on the guitar. I know the certain shapes I gravitate towards. It's normally going to be minor. I like bends. I like vibrato. I like harmonics. It's a Japanese one. Dinky. Got a really cheap second hand. It's an old, I think it's like a 2008, and I got it for 900 Australian dollars. It's got the Goto on there too. So it's one of their Japanese Jacksons with the Goto 1996T on it for $900 Australian. So that's like, if you're in America or even Europe, that is like 500, probably under, a bit under 500 USD. Probably under like 480 euro or something, if wherever you are in the world. Yeah, so got it second hand for 900 Australian. And I actually traded, I had a bass guitar that I wasn't using, and I just did a 1-for-1 trade with a guitar shop. I had a Dean with active pickups, and I went to the guitar shop, and yeah, 1-for-1 trade. So that was pretty cool. So I got rid of a bass guitar, but that's what it was going for, 900 bucks. So it was a score like a Japanese Jackson. I love this guitar plays so good. I don't want to tell too many people about Japanese Jacksons, but if you can find them, they're awesome. You can see behind me I've got the Universe, Ibanez Green Dot Universe. I got my Dean that I just got back from my friend who had it for 2 years. This one's a beast. That's the premium reissue one. So we've got the Green Dot Universe. Awesome guitar, 7-string, some Universe action. That's the premium Indonesian one. So that's a sick one right there. Love that guitar. Then I've got this one. So 2008. This one's a 2008. It's got an FBD, Dean FBD ML, because it's the tribute, the Dimebag tribute model. And this is the one I had a, yeah, that's a Dean, mate. Dimebag Signature Series. So, yeah, it's a great guitar, this one. But I end up switching it up, even though it's a dime. I put an EMG 85 in the bridge because it was this guy named James Murphy who played with Obituary. I was reading an article on that one, and I thought I'm going to switch it up. And I thought, you know what, Dime like to mess with his guitars and switch things up. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that. I put a German Floyd in it, so I've changed the Floyd. Had this guitar since 2008, this one. So been with me a while, and I've got, if you've seen some of my videos, I've got the Black Dean as well. I've got 2 MLs, and yeah, this one's in D standard. Definitely plays. What time we got now? Well, like I said, if I get going, I get carried away on these live streams, and I'm just like, let's go. May as well have a quick go on the Dean too while I'm holding it. Some awesome guitar, this thing. Yeah, haven't played some of those ones in a while. Yeah, that's the one he had the weed sticker on. That's, yeah, if you're originally a drummer, then you'll definitely figure stuff out a lot easier, because a lot of guitar players aren't thinking in that, I'd say, like that drumming perspective. And it's so much rhythm, like especially metal. Like going from the gallops, you know, understanding that what a triplet is. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 when you're doing that. Instead of just your 1 2 3 4. And once you learn that, I haven't played that in ages. Even that riff in that one. No, I don't know any Burzum or Chelsea Grin or not the greatest at covers. So I know yeah. I know my mate loves that and I can't play covers. Or I don't really learn them or I don't play them all the way through or, you know. I'm just a guitar noodler. Heavier strings that I play. They're all pretty much like I balance depending on the tuning. So these are like a 10 to 48 in D standard. The heaviest ones I've got like a 10 to 54 on a 7 string in like B flat. No, not playing in a band, but I just released my project. Follow the link, Cerebral Obliteration. Just released my EP. That's what this stream's about, the EP launch. So I'm just doing an online project. That's pretty much what I'm doing. No bands. Couldn't be bothered unpacking all this gear and taking it out and playing and yeah. Trying to find people who can actually play like that or want to turn up or anything like that. I just like playing guitar and like doing some noodly riffs. All my overused techniques that I do over and over again. But no band, mate, just a online project called Cerebral Obliteration. That's 3 members. Me in Australia and 2 from Canada. So we all work and have other lives and that, and hey, who knows, if I ever have millions of dollars, then yeah, I'll fly to Canada or we'll do a worldwide tour, eh? I don't like my chances having that much money, but yeah. But follow that link to my Bandcamp, you get some details there, and yeah. Go back earlier in the stream when I was playing the EP all the way through. So it's my first EP that I've recorded, so yeah, been fun. And I just like riffing out, basically. Are there drum tracks in your EP? Probably. No, I live in Australia, mate. I'm Australian. We used a drum program, Easy Drummer. So I was using Superior Drummer, and then when I've sent it to him, I think he's arranged it all and put a Easy Drummer on it and programmed it within Studio One DAW. So it's all drum programs on this EP. So no, I don't live in America, mate. Live in Australia. I'm 49 years old, so yeah. As my good mate who loves watching my videos he'd be like, oh, he'd have a lot to say while I'm not in a band, but that's all good. Once again, everybody's entitled to opinions. It's time now, 7:08. With that being said, man, so if you want to go check out the 4 tracks that we've just released on Bandcamp, you can go have a listen over there too. I've put a pinned comment. There'll be a lot more projects coming underneath the Cerebral Obliteration name. That's the plan. Like I said, if we want to start touring and stuff like that, then like everything, money, that's what everything comes down to in this world. If I can make enough money to pay the rent, that I can go and not have to work full time and go and tour somewhere. Yep, things are changing now. But I just, like I said, I just like playing my guitar, man. And that's really what this channel's all been about. Me enjoying the guitar. And look at my awesome wall of amps. You can see Hughesy's in here. This is Hughesy's RD100 right here. That seriously contemplating purchasing off him. It's look at it. It just sits perfectly. I don't think it should leave the amp room, to tell you the truth. But I think we'll see. Next paycheck, I better turn up to work every day. Got to go to work tomorrow. Not right now. I'm going to. That will be coming soon. So for now, it's only Bandcamp, and there will be. I've got to set up DistroKid, set up what is the best. So I'm going to have to pay for that to have these songs distributed on Apple, and I think DistroKid so will be available on Apple and Spotify and things like that. Thanks, brother. Thanks for supporting the channel, and I'm glad that my ideas have helped you in your journey being a guitar player. And there's been, this whole journey, there's been so many people, I'll say it's like Morka. That's a different name, Morka Glass. Learning a lot from my videos, I appreciate it. I'm glad my videos have been able to help you. And that's, yeah, why this even EP's been done. Like I said, I'm just someone who mucks around playing riffs. I like come home after work. It's just very good for your mental health, I would say, playing guitar. I never had the dream of being in bands, despite what one of my good friends who likes to watch my videos says. I've never tried out for bands. It was never an interest. Too lazy to take all this gear and like travel around and put it all in my car. And you know, to be honest, I used to smoke a lot of weed too, and I'd just rather come home and smoke weed and play video games and play guitar. Didn't really care, to tell you the truth. Oh, mountain in Hawaiian, awesome. Morka. So there's a way, I'll say it like more, like a M-O-R sound, Morka. I'll try to pronounce it, that's the way I'd interpret it, Morka Glass. I'm taking the AU as a Morka. Yeah, awesome name, brother. That's a different name, mountain in Hawaiian. So I'm guessing you're in Hawaii then. Or maybe your parents just like that name. Well, they might be Hawaiian, I'll guess that. But yeah, it's glad I could, my ideas have helped you with your guitar playing and on your guitar journey, man. It's been too awesome. This whole thing's been awesome. It's all fun. That's why I've like upgraded this new camera. It's going to be some gimbal tracking action. The amp wall's getting bigger. A glass artist. Awesome. All right. So that's what it is. Morka Glass is your company, not your name. Hey, awesome. Which one's the big island? What is it? I'm spacing it on. What are the freaking... What are the three islands? I should know it. I always just think North Shore. North Shore of Hawaii. That's how much of a tourist I am. I freaking should know them ones. It's 4 a.m. here, so gotta bounce, but we'll definitely try and hop in the lives more often. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for hanging out, Tyler. Hawaii, Hawaii. What are they? I know them. Oh, so it is... No, it's not that one. They are called... Oh, so they're the islands. Right, eh? Oahu. Maui. Oh, so Hawaii is the actual island. Okay. There you go. And the other ones are the islands. Yeah, I never even knew that. The big island. Righto. That is the name of the island, Hawaii. Maui's its own island. Righto. Look at it like that there. It's crazy. So I'm looking at it like a freaking I'll bring this over to here. Like looking at it on the... Bring up my OBS. I'm checking it out here. We can just go display capture. There it is, the aerial. There's the big island there. The big island, the largest, most geologically diverse of the Hawaii Islands. So Maui's actually an island, righto. Oahu. Because I always watch the surfing guys. And they're always like flying between the islands to get the waves. But they're little, eh, the other ones? How little are they? What's that one? The Valley Isle. So that must be Maui, that one there. Looks like second biggest. Crazy. It doesn't look big from the sky, does it? So that's why it's Morka Glass. Right, that's your name of your company. Glass Arts. That's pretty awesome, bro. That'd be an interesting job. That's a hard job too. Working with the fire and stuff and blowing it and the heat, and we'll probably even do that here. Like if I go click on your thing, go to channel, let's see what you got. Alright, you just got one Dictro Marble, one video. I'll see if you've got a website. So bring that back right now. Get rid of that one right now. Yeah, you're on Etsy, brother. And you're on Instagram too. And Facebook. There's Etsy. Great piece. Welcome to my online shop. CD looks like you do customs. Let me have a look. So I'll bring this over to here. We'll do my OBS. We'll go mouth display capture on. So here he is here. Thomas Ramirez. There you go. Ramirez, that sounds like a Mexican name. Ramirez. Got like a turtle. Hand-blown glass turtle pendant. Need like a bigger picture. I'll go to your Instagram. Let's see what your photos and videos are there. It's like cash. $1 bills. $100 bills, y'all. The British pub, eh? He's travelling somewhere. Was that Hawaii? Sushi, where's your... Go back. How do I get out of that? Alright, you got like a... It's like a jellyfish looking thing. Oh, look at all the glass on the bench. That looks crazy. Stuff inside of... a coral or something. What else you got? There's the man there. There's the man, the myth, and the legend. That's cool. Like an eye looking thing. It's crazy looking. Yeah, it's cool how you get like things inside of it. Oh, G-Bone, what are they? X-Bones. I used to love G-Bones when I was a kid. Good old Powell Peralta. That'd have to be, wouldn't they? Powell Peralta Bones. Skater too. I was waiting for that one. I'm thinking you definitely got to be into this one. Skater and that, and yeah, I used to like that a lot for nearly like 30 years. Yeah, do some good stuff, bro. Rest in peace, Mr. Block. Oh, there's one there. There's the glass. How many of them do you sell? Will we get in trouble selling those on YouTube? Oh well. Bugger them. Damn, look at that one. That's crazy. With a turtle on there. It's crazy. It's just glass art YouTube, okay? Leave me alone. That's crazy looking. Yeah, it looks awesome. All the colours and... So there you have it. If you're interested in some glass, go see the man. Mountain Glass. Mocha Glass. I wouldn't be saying it right, but there you go. Yeah, some good stuff, brother. Looks awesome. Do you get to ship those around? Do you ship those out too, or the glass pipes and stuff? Look at that Aztec looking one. Looks crazy. Yeah, you do good stuff, man. All the different colours. Oh, you got the... You ride the shark biscuit as well. Damn. That's a nice looking outdoor. Yeah, it looks good. Look at that little thing inside of it. Yeah, you did good work, man, you know. That would be hard work. There's a lot of skill in that, for sure. It's crazy. Damn. Mocha glass, big cartel. Yeah, awesome. I like it. So you must be shipping it out from Hawaii too to the States too, probably. Do you ship around the world as well, if you're still on here watching? Because yeah, that's some professional looking stuff. All the different colours. It's crazy. That's awesome. And that's, yeah, someone as talented as you and my channel's helping. Man, this world's pretty amazing, I tell you. And I'm helping you learn guitar. That's pretty cool, brother. God damn, some of the stuff you make, eh? Crazy. Got lots of designs. About the second to last rig from someone is there anyway. You remember the colours and what you would price it at. Damn. Yeah, good stuff, man. There's something just mesmerising about it, isn't there? Like when you look at just all the different colours you got in there. All those sparkly bits in the glass and stuff. Then you got like jellyfish looking things inside. Oh, it's crazy. Jellyfish marble. Jellyfish, that's crazy looking. Yeah, I like it. So that's why you make the little things and then you attach them to the pipes. It's like Pikachu looking stuff. Anyway, I'm getting lost on your Instagram there. Just look at, there I am, I'm back on the stream. I'm like doom scrolling on your Instagram there, just go, damn, look at all that glass. Yeah, very professional, bro. I like it. That's a good note, I think, to yeah, thanks for leaving a comment, and glad you found the channel. There was Thomas from Morca, however you say that, brother, Morca Glass. It's Thomas Ramirez from Morca Glass. I was just doom scrolling on his Instagram, checking out all his work. So he's got Etsy. Pretty cool, man. I like it. On the Big Island. There you go, and even learned that the main Big Island's actually called Hawaii. I thought the whole thing's just freaking Hawaii, and then each island has a different name. Crazy. So yeah, there you go, 7:27 PM in Australia right now. So I think with that being said, 2 hours and 30 minutes on this stream. I'll call it a night, I think. So thank you for checking out the live stream. Thank you for checking out the EP. Thank you for supporting the channel, leaving comments. I appreciate all the support. And yeah, if you go grab the guitar for me, because I'll probably have some dinner now and get ready for work. I start at 6 a.m. in the morning, so yeah, play some guitar for us, have fun with it. There'll be more to come. Just gonna have fun. That's what this is all about, you know. I'm enjoying this a lot, and as I keep setting up, improving the you know, the gear that I'm using to produce this content, which is, I'm just so stoked. This one's so cool, this camera, the phase tracking. It's like a little toy, isn't it? Look, active enabled. I can be like, how's it going? Don't need the picture in the frame. Come over here, brother. Let's check over here. Let's go over here. That's so cool. It's like a little gimbal thing. Hey, simple things, I suppose. Amuse simple minds. That's pretty cool. I'm definitely gonna use this. You stand up and you're like, come up here, mate. How's it going? But I don't know how, having a fan above me while I'm doing things, do you think that would be, if you're filming videos and you can see that in the background? That's the only thing doing me head in. As I stand up, the fan just comes in. So, but thank you once again. So, yeah, look after yourselves. Make some awesome glass stuff, Thomas. That was some crazy stuff, man. You're very talented artist, brother. That was good stuff. But anyway, cheers. Cheers, big ears. And well, yeah, I'll see you in the next one, eh? Take care of yourself. Catch us later.